Hello everyone, KingFlare5 here. I thought I would just upload some stuff to Super Nintendo's channel. I really haven't done that in a long time. Kinda miss doing it. Plus, I feel like this game wouldn't really fit for my channel. It's more of like a laxed game. You guys will see what I'm talking about in a moment here, but it's a pretty cool game. You can pick it up for free on Steam. It's a free game. And there's no like microtransactions or anything in it, so it's completely free. Everything in the game's free. You don't have, it's not like pay to win or anything. It's really cool. But yeah, let's jump right into this. It's like a space simulator type of thing. Endless Sky. Let's create a new pilot. Just make sure I'm recording here. Yes, I am recording. Okay. Let's do a new pilot. The bank's architecture is what you would have called futuristic back when you dreamed that the future would be less squalid than the present. Story above story of curves and spires and balconies. All in gleaming metal, a doorman stands by each of the heavy glass doors. You are wearing your very best clothes, but you feel shabby next to them. The loan broker's office is equally intimidating. Large computer monitors fill the walls with stock quotes and other information spilling down them almost too fast to read. You occasionally glimpse the names of places you have only seen in movies. Aldebaran, Tarzan, Earth. Pen is heavy as lead, but glides almost without friction as you print your initials on the bottom of the page with ominous legal documents and sign several dozen statements, notices, and agreements. The banker, a balding middle-aged man in a suit that you suspect costs more than the spaceship you are about to purchase, flips the pages past you quickly, uttering a curt "sign here, now here" as he points to each page. You move swiftly, mechanically. The only moment when he becomes truly animated is when he explains the truth in lending statement to you. You are borrowing 480,000 credits, he says, to be repaid over the course of 1 year. Your daily interest rate is 0.4%, which means that your daily payments are 2,503 credits, and by the end of the year you will have paid 434,000 credits of interest. Sign here, he grins. You sign your name one final time. King Flare. Sure. Okay. The elevator is so well tuned that you do not realize it is moving until it has deposited you back in the lobby. But you leave the bank and you are smiling. This crazy adventure suddenly feels real to you. You are going to do it. You are finally going to get off this planet. Compared to the bank, you feel much more at home in the shipyard, walking among the rusted-out hulks of newer ships that gleam in the sunlight. You smell grease and dirt and rocket fuel. Wonderful smells. There are 3 ship models within your price range. Which one you choose will determine your future. Alright. And I've already played as this, so I think I'm going to be a merchant. Just go around getting like traveling around, taking people or things that need to be transferred, like a cargo ship, you know. So let's read about it. The Syndicate CT-50 Star Barge is little more than a cluster of cargo containers with an engine at one end of the cockpit an engine at one end and a cockpit on the other. It is a slow and ugly ship, but it can carry enough cargo to earn its captain a steady income, even in parts of the galaxy where it is hard to find passengers to carry or courier missions. Because they often carry a valuable cargo, and because they are too slow to evade any attacker, star barges are a common target for pirates. Ooh boy. Oh dear. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. How much I'm going to be spending on this. Oh god. Compared to that, 349, 375, 448. Wow. Let's do this. Bye. Enter a name for your brand new star barge. Okay. Let's do. Old piece of junk. No. We can't name it something mean or else it'll probably turn against us and screw us over. Let's do... let's do... Rusty... Let's do Lucky Barge or something, I don't know. Man, how come a name is the hardest thing to think of? Let's do... Garbage Barge. Garbage Barge. There you go. Garbage Barge. Empty hull, blah 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 blah. Your ships. So I have 105 credits. With some trepidation, you give the shipyard owner your money and take your new ship out for a test drive, piloting out of the shipyard and onto the spare landing pad out by the spaceport. Then you get out and look the ship over a bit more closely. You are busy polishing out a few rust spots with a piece of steel wool when an old man in greasy stained coveralls walks up. Nothing quite like buying your very first starship, he says. Yeah, I'm still kind of in shock over how much money I've spent. He grins. I know the feeling. It's a crime how much interest the banks charge to first-timers. It's been that way ever since I first started out. You're a captain, you ask? Was, he said. Sold off my fleet a few days ago and I already miss it. But it was time. Time for me to retire. His voice trails off. Then his face lights up. Say, any chance I could hitch a ride with you? Maybe show you the ropes, give you some pointers? I could pay you, of course. Sure, where are you trying to get to? Well, he says, I've got a spot reserved in a retirement home, but I don't mind taking a roundabout way to get there. For starters, how about you give me a lift to New Greenland? Just one jump away from here. I can mark it on your map. Sounds good. Great, he says. My name is James, by the way. King Flair, you say? I'm looking forward to traveling with you, Captain Flair, says James. As you're helping him wheel his luggage aboard and showing him his bunk, he says, before we take off, you might head on over to the trading center and stock up on medical goods. We can sell those for a good profit on New Greenland. Take a look at the outfitter if you like. They don't sell much here compared down the big manufacturing worlds. Okay. Okay, so this is the planet we're on right now, basically, where I bought the ship. New Boston is a completely unremarkable world, except, of course, for the fact that you happen to have been born here. Most of the land is wet and marshy, and the coastal regions are prone to flooding. Some food crops are grown here, but most of the farmers instead plant flax and jute, which grow well in wet soil and are used to make linen and burlap cloth. Textile mills are hot and poorly ventilated, but they offer a higher, more reliable income than farming. Alright. Interesting. So first let's buy... He said to buy some medical. So I think if you hold shift, you can buy medical. There we go. Let's just grab all medical supplies and just haul that with us. Let's go to the outfitter. Local map. Should I buy a local map? How much is that? Cost 1,000. I'll buy a local map so I can see where I'm going and where to go. I have a pilot's license. What else could I buy? Nothing really else they have here at the moment. Let's go to the job board. Okay. So wow, look at all the systems I've learned just by buying that thing. Let me see. Where's my missions? Let's go to spaceport. Bank. So basically, I can pay extra. I think my interest rate will go down, I believe. Let's just depart. to go here. Let's go to my missions. Passion New Greenland. This old-timer captain often ride with you to New Greenland and the Articular system and gave you some tips along the way. Okay. So I gotta go that way. Alright. And then we travel that way. You hold down J. Now we're ready to jump. Now we're in the right system. You press L to land. Whoa. These controls are... There we go, we landed. Boom! As you land on New Greenland, James says, congrats on your first trip through hyperspace. I'm impressed that you didn't throw up. Most folks do the first time. Including you, you ask? Yeah. And then spent half an hour in orbit cleaning my cabin while hoping the passengers wouldn't come out of their bunks room and see the mess. Not my proudest moment. Anyway, here's your pay. He hands you 10,000 credits. Very nice. Then he adds, if you're okay with giving me a lift for a while longer, sell off any of that cargo you bought me, and then meet me in the spaceport. I'll see if I can rustle into interesting work for you to do. Okay. So we continue this mission. Let's trade, though. So I make 94 profit from selling this medical, so I'm going to sell all of it. Boom. So I got over 113,000 credits now. Very nice. Let's see. I'm going to pay off a little bit of extra. I'm going to pay about... Let's do... let's pay an extra 20 grand, I guess. There we go. Paid a little bit of extra on my mortgage. Let's go to the job board. Delivery to Hestia. Any places close by? Negative. Let's go to Spaceport. Spaceport's on New Greenland is small enough that it doesn't take long to find James. He's talking with a man wearing what looks like a doctor's lab coat. Captain Flary, says James. Glad you could join us. It turns out there's been a flu outbreak on Heartland, and they're asking every captain with space to spare to carry out some vaccines and other medical supplies over there. Are you willing to help out? Sure, anything I can do to assist them. Great, says James. We'll be loading up your ship shortly. Alright. So, Spaceport is near the equator, but still is cold enough that there's always some snow on the ground. In addition, the outer landing pads, a few hangars are available, an effort for the locals to make their world a little more appealing to merchants fastened to a system. You have never seen as many people in fur coats as there are here. What might be considered a luxury in other parts of the galaxy is a necessity here, where the chiefest clothing material is the pelts of indigenous animals. From the size of the claws hanging decoratively off some of the coats, you have been given a grudging respect for the hunters. High fashion is not an industry that usually invokes risk of dismemberment. Alright. Let's see your map. Delivery to Heartland. Travel with your new friend James to Heartland in the Coral Corral system. Deliver 48 tons of vaccines. Okay. I gotta go there. So first I have to travel to the Mizar system. So let's do that. Just travel up this way. There we go. Oh shoot. Okay. Hurry up and land. Oh god. You drop off the shipment of vaccines on Heartland and collect your payment of 30,000 credits. Bam! Hauling freight, says James, not the most glamorous job or the most interesting, but you're always guaranteed a steady income. And once you know the galaxy a bit better, instead of taking missions, you can find your own trade routes to follow. The only trouble is build up a big enough fleet and the pirates begin to take notice. Did you have a lot of trouble with pirates when you were a captain? Some. That's why you can't go traipsing around the galaxy in a fleet of unarmed star barges. Every pirate within a week's travel will hear you're coming through and come after you. In the long term, having a few heavy freighters with good defenses is more cost effective than losing a star barge or two to the pirates at every journey. He picks up a suitcase. If you want to run another mission with me, look for me in the spaceport. I'll see if I can find you something with a bit higher profit margin this time. As before, click on the spaceport button, okay? See what this place is. Heartland is a pleasant world with a geography mostly consisting of low hills, plains, and oceans. The farms here produce bountiful crops, and as a result, as John... Hello, sorry about that. Had an interruption. Where were we? Job board? Let's see, my missions. I don't have any current missions, okay. First I need to go to Spaceport. As you walk through the spaceport, James sees you from a distance and waves over to you. As you approach, the smell of raw fish overwhelms you. I found another job for you by chance. Or job for you, he says. Is it by chance an unusually smelly job? It is indeed, he says, but a lucrative one. 34 tons of raw eel needs to get to Ingot while it's still fresh, and that means it needs to be there no later than the 27th of November. If you take a direct route, there should be no trouble making the delivery on time. What do you say? Sounds good, let's do it. Great, he says. You might want to stop by the outfitter and buy a local map. By the way, hyperspace routes aren't always logical, and the last thing you want to do is get lost and end up with a pile of rotten fish that no one wants filling up your cargo hold. Alright, let's go to the space for outfitter. Buy a local map. Buy. Okay. See, fuel cell. Cheapest and most common starship power. Small for this is only enough power, very small. Energy blaster. Less accurate or damaging weapons. The energy blaster is popular because it's small enough to be installed on even the tiniest of stiffs. One blaster is not enough to do free shield damage to anything larger than a fighter, but the ship equipped several of them becomes a force to be reckoned with. Okay. If I bought like 2 of these. What if I bought 2 of these energy blasters? Just for protection, you know. Stuff is designed to be installed in a gun port, but your ship does not have any used gun ports available. Okay. Scan for cargo holds. How do I get a... I guess you can't buy anything that much here. Okay. Let's go to the job board. Rush delivery to Ingot. So we gotta go there. No. New Portland. There's really not. Thrall. Hoping to find work. Paid 38 credits. 38,000. I suppose I could do that, but too little space. Yeah, I have too much little space. Let's see here, map. So I have to go here. Alright. Saturday. So let's head over there. stop here. Actually, let's land. I don't know what these guys are doing. Let's get some fuel. It's Wednesday. Just got some fuel. Oh crap. Where's my mission? Landing on Ingot. There we go. By now, your entire ship smells like brine and raw fish, but as best you can tell the fish are still fresh enough to eat. The dock workers on Ingot offload it without comment, and you give your payment of 35,000 credits. Nice. If you can line them up right, says James, rush deliveries can be your best source of income as a freighter captain. You can keep your eye out for missions with large amounts of cargo, too, because your barge's hold is definitely big enough to handle them. And if you've got any cargo space to spare, you know what the prices are going to be at your destination. Be sure to stop up with something you can sell for a profit. What would you recommend if I wanted to do more than just carry cargo? He pauses for a moment to think and says, unless you want to do something really risky like hunting pirates, your best bet is to work with the Navy or the Syndicate or one of the local militias. Any of those would be a decent choice, although they've got their own problems. If any of them offer you a mission, go ahead and take it. That's a good way to build connections to get to know the lay of the land. He glances toward the spaceport and says, anyway, if you want to make one more trip with me, you know where to find me. Okay. Ingot is a volcanic moon, totally unsuitable for life, but rich in metal. The miners who work here must spend all their time inside pressurized buildings, because Ingot has almost no atmosphere to slow them down. Meteorites are a constant danger to the colonists. The shells of the buildings have multiple layers designed to be self-sealing in any but the largest of impacts. Most of the mining is done remotely by robotic vehicles, but someone still needs to be present to control them and to make repairs when something goes wrong. Okay. Let's go to the job board. No rush. I don't want to do rush deliveries. Go to the spaceport. You find James talking with a group of miners who seem to be old acquaintances of his. As you approach, he says, well guys, here comes my ride. I should probably say goodbye. They head off to do their work. Every time I land here, says James, I'm amazed that this station hasn't been wiped out yet by a meteorite. Can you imagine spending your life here? It does seem awfully isolated, though some people might enjoy the solitude. I suppose, he says. Anyways, I think it's time for the last leg of my journey. Do you think you can give me a lift to Hestia? I'll pay quite well for your services, of course. Sure, I'll take you there. Sorry about that, guys. Another interruption, but anyways, let's continue, because this episode's already getting longer than I would have liked. Once again, you walk by your ship with James. Once you get there, he's showing his luggage. You pull up the information on the computer on Hestia. It's one of the paradise worlds, terraformed to have a perfect climate, accessible only to the very wealthy. You wonder whether James is going to be able to fit in there. Yes. Let's go to the outfitter real quick. Let's buy a local map. Cooling ducts. Alright. One of my missions. Bring James to Hestia. Antarctica. And the Talatus system. So, first let's go there. I have 50 tons of cargo space free. I know, let me see. Let me go back and land real quick. Passenger, okay, so I could go there. To Earth, huh? I'll accept that mission and take someone there. Take that guy. There are 17 tons of sailcloth to Earth in the Sol system. Sure, I'll accept that too. Get a bunch of money. Let's go to the bank and pay off some more extra of the loan. Let's do 100,000. There we go. Now I'm only paying 1,870 per payment. That's pretty good. I need to go there and then there. Alright. Light speed away! Bam! Pick up some fuel here. Let's land here. Followers on the edge of the Paradise Pleasant region of space. Not really one of them yet, but aspiring to be. It is prosperous, but from manufacturing rather than law of finance or venture capitalism. A significant factor in local tracks is blah blah blah. Terraforming, raising global temperatures, reducing seasonal fluctuations. The goods produced here always have a ready market to purchase them, so follower job economy is very stable. It's one of the few planets still active engaged in terraforming. Following has been location of several experiments of new technology, trying to leapfrog from century-slow processes that other worlds have gone through. Fortunately, most of these experiments have failed. To the job board. Any around here? No, let's just see what they got here. Yeah. Let's just depart. I head this way. There we go. Whoa, those are some big ships. Hestia, here we go. Wow, this is a cool looking planet. As you are piloting your ship down to land on Hestia, James disappears into his bunk room. After the ship has landed, he comes out, no longer in the grease-stained coveralls he's been wearing up until now, but in a suit. As a lifelong textile worker, you automatically note that the suit is made of real wool, very finely woven, and it has been tailored to fit him. He smooths down the front of the suit distractedly and then looks at his hands as if unsure where to put them. How do I look, he asks. Like a millionaire. Well, that's the other thing about being a captain, he says. You get filthy rich. There's an awkward pause. You're unsure of how to respond, then he says. The thing is, this here planet is one of the most exclusive retirement communities in the galaxy. Plenty of the locals are probably worth more than 1 billion credits. They're mostly financial or business types or old money. I'm rich enough to be here, but I just hope they're willing to socialize with someone who made his fortune flying a ship. He hands you a credit chip worth 30,000 credits and says, "Best of luck to you, Captain. Don't hesitate to look me up if you're ever in the area." I will, good friend. Let's go trading. So luxury goods goes for really lying. So does equipment. So does food. Wow. Good job, boy. I want to get some more. Okay, so he wants to go to Earth as well. I'll accept passenger transport. Let's go to the outfitter and see what we got here. Okay. Look at that. We're getting more fuel pods. Wow. Laser rifle, wow. First, let's buy a local map. Razor rifle is a step up from the sidearms that crew members typically carry to defense against pirates. More powerful and more accurate as well. For each of these rifles that one of your crew is wielding, your odds of capturing another ship or defending your own ship from boarders are increased substantially. I don't know if I should buy one. I kind of want to buy some guns just so they can't get on the ship, you know? Torpedo. Anti-missile turret. Wow, look at that. Beam laser. What if I did another fuel pod? I kind of want to get a fuel pod. So let's buy a second fuel pod. That way we have just some more fuel to get to where we need to go and stuff. What about one of these? What do these cost? 30? No. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna end the episode here. Let's save. There you go. But thank you guys for watching. This is episode 1. I'm gonna probably just gonna be one of these going up a week, I think. But I'm gonna continue recording right now because this game is really fun. I'm really getting into it. I like it. But I will catch you guys later. Bye bye.